Hello everyone, I'm Sarah of Rich Textures Crochet and welcome. Today we're going to learn how to crochet a trend stitch. I'm calling it. Oftentimes I come across these crochet stitches and modify them or work them into something and don't know what quite to call it. So today I'm going to call this one the trend stitch. It's a beautiful crochet stitch pattern. All of the raised texture is on the one side and it's created by working a fairly unique cluster stitch. This is your back side here, which is still quite pretty. Today for the tutorial, I'm going to be using a 5mm or an H8 crochet hook. This is a Birchwood hook by Rowan. I'm also going to be using some of the Basic Stitch anti-pilling yarn by Lion brand. It's a 100% acrylic yarn and this is the medium weight. So we're going to be working with both of these items. You'll find a link to them down in the description of this video. Also down in that description, you'll find a direct link to the free written instructions, which are on my website at richtexturescrochet.com. So thank you so much for joining me. While you're here, I invite you to take a look around. Don't forget to subscribe. This channel is updated every single week with free crochet patterns and stitch tutorials. Our stitch today is worked in rows, so we're going to start by making a slip knot and then by working a foundation chain. My foundation chain today is going to be a multiple of 3 stitches. So today I'm going to start by chaining 21. Once you have worked your multiple of 3 stitches for your foundation chain, you're going to begin row 1 by working a single crochet into the second chain from your hook and then single crochet into each stitch all the way across. You'll notice that I am working in the back bumps of my foundation chain. For this stitch, it really doesn't matter. You can work into whatever loop in the foundation chain you are comfortable to work in. So single crochet into that second chain and then into each chain stitch all the way across. At the end of row 1, you're going to chain 3, which counts as a double crochet stitch, and turn your work. We're now going to begin working some of those clustered stitches. It is a fairly complicated cluster with a few steps, but we'll work through them a few times together. What you're going to do for your cluster stitch, you're going to yarn over and begin by inserting your hook into the same stitch as the previous stitch. In this case, it is our chain 3. So we're inserting it into that first stitch, yarn over and draw up a loop. You're then going to yarn over and draw through 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over, skip the next stitch, and into the next stitch, insert your hook, yarn over and draw up a loop, yarn over and draw through 1 loop on your hook. You're going to do that last little bit 2 more times, all into that same stitch. Yarn over, insert your hook into the same stitch, yarn over, draw up a loop, yarn over and pull through 1 loop. Then 1 more time, yarn over, insert your hook into the same stitch, yarn over, draw up a loop, yarn over and draw through 1 loop on your hook. You'll have 8 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and draw through all 8 loops on your hook. You can then chain 1. We're now going to repeat that all the way across. Yarn over, insert your hook into the same stitch as your last cluster stitch, yarn over and draw up a loop. Yarn over and pull through 2 loops. yarn over, skip the next stitch, into your next stitch, insert your hook, yarn over, draw up a loop, yarn over and draw through one loop. Do that twice more into the same stitch, yarn over, insert your hook into the same stitch, yarn over, draw up a loop, yarn over and pull through one loop, and one more time, yarn over, insert your hook into the same stitch, yarn over, draw up a loop, yarn over, draw through one loop. 8 loops on your hook, yarn over, and draw through all 8 loops. Continue this all the way across. Chain 1 and cluster into, I think it's over the next 2 stitches here. Chain 1. Repeat that all the way across. When you come all the way across at the end of that row 2, you're going to finish off by working a double crochet into your final stitch. Chain 1 and turn your work. You're now going to work a return row of single crochet. You're going to single crochet into each stitch, and that's including each chain stitch and each cluster stitch all the way across. Your chain 1 does not count, your turning chain does not count as a stitch, so you're going to make sure that you begin by working into the top of that first double crochet. Then single crochet into each cluster and each chain 1 all the way across. When you come all the way across, remember that your chain 3 counted as a double crochet stitch, so you're going to work your final single crochet into the top of that double crochet, into the top of that turning chain 3, then chain 3, and turn your work. As far as the repeat in this pattern is concerned, that is it. For the rest of the pattern, you're simply going to repeat your row 2, which was that cluster stitch row, and your row 3 for as long as you would like, then fasten off and weave in your ends, and that's all there is to the trend stitch. So thank you so much for joining me. Once again, don't forget to subscribe, say hello down in the comments, and if you happen to make something with this trend stitch, feel free to tag Rich Textures Crochet. I always love to come by and admire your work. Until next time, happy crocheting. Bye.